It's not just about you.
Right.
And I think that's the part that people forget, right? Like there's a thin line between, well, it's not my business. You're right. I don't really technically need to know who you slept with prior to you coming into this scenario. But if you are a person that is, I don't like the term sexually fluid, just say you're bisexual. Say you're bisexual. You enjoy and don't have a preference on men or women. You like both.
I will say that's the problem too. I know a lot of men who have experimented.
There's nothing wrong with being bisexual.
But they've also dealt with men labeling, especially because I speak to just that community in general. People don't like the labels. So you can very well be dating a man who identifies as straight, but who has experimented with men, because the experimenting does not make them bisexual in their mind. Which, to be fair, there's a lot of women who have experimented with women.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean they identify as bisexual. Like, so the way you identify is very different. I think, to me, in this way, you take completely the option away from a woman when you don't disclose these type of things. And it doesn't necessarily make them homophobic or anything like that. No. But to me, you take away her choice. And that's where I have a problem, because if we take away sexuality, okay, maybe as a woman, you don't want a man who has been with another man. But I'm going to make it just more blanket statement. If you are a man who knows that you could not be monogamous, or you are a man who knows that one person does not satisfy you sexually, you should be man enough to let your partner know that you are not capable of a monogamous relationship before you enter into an agreement with a monogamous relationship with a woman. So that takes it back then. I'll be honest with you. I think he showed more insecurity in himself. Right. And I'll say, unfortunately, as women, we do get the plight of being able to express ourselves sexually. Right. With experimenting. A lot of times it looks sexy.
It's not frowned upon.
It's not frowned upon.
To experiment
so
with
I'll
women.
say, as far as Black men, a lot of them are uncomfortable with the fact that they do like both. Right. Which is why I hate that they're putting it on women, because the fact of the matter is you don't like admitting this, because you're still uncomfortable with the fact that you like men and women.
I'm sitting here just like looking at the screen,
and his body language,
it's just very performative
and defensive,
very defensive.
In the Versace frock, and his leg is slightly open towards Jason to give that dominant yet come hither energy. Like it's very, very performative. And
he does have very inviting eyebrows.
Yeah, and for somebody to have this kind of conversation about, past the past, I don't got to disclose anything to you, but at the same time, you are very public.
Correct.
With all your goings on in your relationship. Yeah. So is it one Mike or Uchi Wally? Because you're giving me Uchi Mike.
He is giving, both sides.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
How do you identify sexually?
I identify as bisexual.
Okay.
I've been with men and women.
Do you feel like there is a stigma attached to bisexuality or a connotation that's attached to bisexuality that means you're not monogamous?
So that's the problem that I'm hearing.
Right.
A lot of people just assume that because I'm bisexual, I am greedy.
Right.
Or now, not only do I have to worry about men, I got to worry about women too. And if you hang with your friends, is you fucking your friends. And so I think that that's a lot of the thing that I do see as a takeaway from women.
Right.
Women be like, damn, I already got to compete with other women, and now I got to worry about men too. But to me, again, that shows more of the insecurity within yourself than the fact that he's bisexual. Right. So I think the problem is a lot of us aren't comfortable with who we are when we put ourselves out into dating other people. Now, here's the thing. I have been with men who have let me know they're into either trans women, or I've just been with men who are just very open with the fact that they aren't sure if they're fully straight and things like that. And to me, I think they found comfort in me being a woman, a Black woman, accepting that. Right. And so I feel like before he opens himself into bringing all of his wounds into these relationships, whether it's with a man or a woman, he needs to be more confident with who he is. Whether he likes men or women or not, he needs to be able to stand on that. So when you go out and date people, you need to let it be known up front. That's how I feel.
I also think I feel like it's a confidence thing when it comes to disclosing. Because you don't want to be judged. Right. Because you don't want to feel like, okay, this is now the deal breaker. So,
but also maybe because you don't want to be honest about the fact that maybe you just don't want to be monogamous. No matter what your sexuality is. I think that there's a lot of men that are not, like you said, not honest with themselves about the fact that they don't want to be monogamous. As a straight woman, I would want to know.
Legs are open.
His legs are wide fucking open in this interview. It's crazy. No, but as a woman, like
Mad
I would
crotch cleavage.
Jesus Christ. Mad shadows. Like, where's the lighting? Why are they like this way? No, as a straight woman, I would want to know.
Let me ask both of y'all then. You're dating a guy, you like him, he comes out and says that he's experimented in college or he's been with men before but realized it wasn't for him. How do you move forward with that information? Is that something that would deter you from moving forward?
If you feel like that was a time and a place and you're not literally trying to be in that time and place and be here, there, and everywhere with everybody with me.
Right.
Then I don't see a problem with it.
For me, it comes down to bigger picture because I want to get married and blend my family with with my partner's family.
Okay.
So to me, if that picture looks different to him, or if it's blurry, like he doesn't know if he wants to partner with a woman or a man and raise children and do all that, then that to me means that you're not eligible to be with me because your bigger picture does not necessarily include the same things that I want.
Right.
So your end game just looks different than my end game. It's less about trying to be judgy about what your past was or what your interests are. It's more so if you are a man who enjoys the company and the companionship of men and women, you may not be settled in your mind with the idea of being with a woman being with a woman long term and having a family with a woman long term. That if that's a something that hangs in the balance, then you're not the person for me.
I agree. That's
more so my take on it.
I think what Even Liv said, it's all has to do with confidence and security. Yeah. And we project our insecurities onto our relationships where it's like, I think a lot of us need to...
This man's leg never closed in this whole interview.
He's trying to show it to Jason,
the arm
I'm sure.
is here.
It's like...
That part. No, but I would say as this being common conversations with me and my friends, I want to let the male listeners know that a lot of us are more accepting of sexual fluidity than you would believe. And I think that it is important, again, to give us the choice. And also,
it is,
at the end of the day, I think we're also so, oh my God, if she knows this about me, she won't like me. It's okay to be rejected, and it's okay for someone not to be good for you.
And rejection is God's redirection.
There we go.